Okay, now that we have our alignments created, we're going to go ahead and create the profile view. So let's go quickly look again at when we did our quick profile tool, just give a rundown on what it all implies. Now, the quick profile is just a temporary one. I'm going to do by points, and I'm going to go from, let's just go from here through to here. Okay. And I'm just going to include my basin. Let's do my existing grade and my lot grading. I'm going to turn the other ones off. Volumes can get a little tricky. And I'm just going to put it up here. And there it is. It's just a quick section view of the grading going on. This is my existing grade. This is the grading that was done for my lots. And this is my basin. Okay. And you'll note I have down here station numbering. Okay, so that's the horizontal location along that path I picked. And then I have the vertical here. And you'll notice that it's a little exaggerated. So on the horizontal, I have 100 feet for one grid space versus 10. So that's a 10-to-1 ratio. And the reason we do that is if we did not exaggerate the vertical, it wouldn't even really appear. Imagine this to being, if each square was 100, this would look like a very thin line and it wouldn't be able to tell any difference. So that's why we exaggerate it like that. And again, just a temporary one. So let's go ahead and we're going to create what we call a surface profile. And that's what this is. This is just a profile of the surface. It's not a design. It's saying what is going on in the real world, the existing. And what we're looking to do is we're going to take this line here and we're going to extrapolate from the surface what the grade is along this path. Okay. And to do that, instead of a quick profile, we're going to do a regular profile. So we're going to create a surface profile. Okay, and it's going to bring up this box here, and we have to create it from an alignment. I'm going to choose my dev alignment. I'm not going to use I could use these other alignments, which you should have, is your left and right offset and your cul-de-sac. So we're going to do dev alignment. I want to choose my surface. In this case, it's going to be the existing grade. But if you do have your project crossings grading, you might add that, but I'm not. I can also change the sampling, okay, and I'm going to start at 0 plus 0, 0, okay. I can always change that. And what I have to do is click this button here, the add, and there it is down there, okay. That is the profile. And I could have it draw it right in a profile view, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to go the extra step and show you how to create a profile view. And I'm going to hit OK, and it has now generated the profile, and you can find that here saying, hey, I created it, but let's look where it resides. Okay, if we look under alignments, you'll notice we don't have any because I put all my alignments under sites, so that should be under dev, my development site. It's going to be under the alignment because a profile is associated with an alignment. You have to have an alignment to have a profile, and that's where it is right there. So I click on my dev alignment. Okay, that's my alignment, center line, and there's my profile. Okay, and that's where it would reside. Okay. All right, now that we've found that, let's go ahead and draw that. Let's create a view of that profile, and that's this button here. Okay, so we went from here to creating it. Now we got to create the view. Okay, and I click on that, and I'm going to say create profile view. Okay, now I'm going to click this button. It's going to bring up this wizard box to walk me through it. So the first thing I need to do is select my alignment, okay, that I'm using, dev alignment, and I'm going to call this, let's call this, we'll call this dev alignment. line. That's good. We can add different things on our view. We'll keep the defaults for now. We can always go back and change this. This again is the style of the view. Okay, major grids. Okay, that's all good there. And then we'll just hit next. And a lot of these we're going to keep as defaults. So we're going to keep it automatic generation of my stationing. And we're also going to keep the height automatically generated. You'll see my mins and max on there. And I can hit next. And then this is important to make sure we got we want that to display that existing grade. So everything is good there on defaults. Data band is these numbers down below, what we want there, and that's pretty typical. Again, these will be the actual elevations listed at the station instead of just graphically being drawn in there. We'll keep that. And there's no real highlighted hatch areas for this particular one. This can be used for a number of reasons. One would be to highlight areas of fill and cut, and also to help us determine about haul distances for during construction, but we're going to keep that off. And we're going to hit here, create profile view, and I'm going to pick a spot. I'll pick it up here, click there, and there it is. That is the elevation along this alignment here. Okay, remember, this alignment is starting right in the center of my existing road. Okay, and that's why you get it to look like this. That's the center of my road, I believe. And the road is sloped to the side, so it drains. And here you can see the dip down here. This is the roadside ditch, and then it comes back into my property over here, and it looks like it's draining still a little bit to there, and then it kind of a little peak here. And then you can see the existing topo just kind of undulating up and down, and that's where these numbers are. These numbers correspond to the actual elevation where it crosses that particular station line.